Hello, John.
Hello.
How are we today?
Wednesday-y.
Wednesday.
Yeah.
Just a,
I'm,
a little insight there into how we roll and when we do some recordings, letting people know it's a Wednesday,
yeah.
which will freak people out when this goes up on a Thursday or if they watch it at a weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. If you thought everything on the internet was real time,
Yeah, you
and
might get worried, yeah.
it was literally on demand, like when you clicked it, you made people do it for you right then and there, then yeah, that's going to destroy your world.
Yeah, well, when I was about 5, I used to play my little A-team figures.
Yeah.
And in my mind at the time, is you know when like you're watching the A-team on television and it goes to an ad break?
Yeah.
Yeah, I used to think that the actors all paused exactly what they was doing, and then when it came back from the ad break, they resumed.
They all stopped and had a little coffee
No,
and
no,
a
no,
fag.
no, they paused themselves.
Right.
So
Oh,
I
they
used to
stopped.
play it. I used to get all my figures in position. I go, oh, it's an ad break now, and just keep them there. Wait for the ad break to finish, which would be like 3 minutes in my little 5-year-old mind, and then I'd start playing with them again.
Right. See, I used to think when I used to get albums recorded off my sister onto little tapes, and I was sure that all music was recorded live. Like they all had to play and sing all at the same time. I didn't have the concept of multi-tracking recording and things like that. So I thought everything was done at the same time.
And that was
And I
last
used to,
week, wasn't it?
well, I used to sometimes wonder, like, how are there so many, how are they playing so many instruments when there's only 4 people in the band, and things like that.
And then
But
you grew up, and that magic and wonder was gone.
yeah, I realised that you don't actually need to be able to play anything at all, which was good for me because you could then just do one note at a time and link them all together.
Yep. But we're here for games, John.
Right. Okay.
Now, do you remember the days when we had text adventures?
Yeah, I'm aware of them, but
And
I don't
then-
remember them firsthand.
And then we had text adventures that had a few images in it. Then we went to all the 2D stuff. Then we went into the crappy 3D stuff, and it got better and better and better until we got hyper realistic. But then the indies decided to just go backwards the other way.
Are you releasing a book about the history of video games?
No, people have done that already.
Oh.
But we've obviously done a little run of roguelike platformers and twin stick shooters and all the other stuff. This plays more like a text adventure with live visuals.
It's just occurred to me that if you had a bifurcated penis, you would technically have a twin stick shooter, wouldn't you?
Yes, you would. There are people that
Anyway,
have that
sorry.
as well.
Carry on.
Yeah, this is Duskers. It's a roguelike game in many respects, but basically what you're doing with this, I'll just go straight in. You are basically exploring this galaxy and trying to get hold of fuel, resources, etc, etc. You have to basically control these drones and get them to explore the abandoned ships to salvage what they can.
This looks like Faster Than Light.
No, it's nothing like that in actual fact, but yeah.
Just looks a bit like it.
So you've got a few bits. You've got your little mousey thing here, which you can use. But you can also just use your keyboard. So the idea here is if we go back to... Let's go back to here, shall we? Have I salvaged everything there? Yes, I've been there. Right, last one I did was here, and I failed miserably. So can I actually start a new game before I do? So let's go in. Let's continue my game. Travel to another ship. Oh. Okay, I can't go back to that one because we died. So we'll go to that one, and we will board this ship. So you're in this game, John.
Okay.
By the way. So what we want to do is we want to change our loadout. I want to bring him in. How do I bring John in? Just
What do I do?
3, oh, there we go. 5. Oh, that's what we want to do. We want to bring him into... Do this and control. There we go, bring him in.
It sounds like you're playing this with a keyboard.
Yes, so you will
mouse.
hear the keys, yes.
Is it a keyboard and a mouse game, or can you use a controller?
No controller.
You don't know how hard I had to fight to say controller there.
But it's all keyboard really, pretty much. So you've got I'm not doing very well at this, but you've got each of your ships that you had. I lost 2 on my last salvage attempt, but I rescued 1. You've got Colin here. I like the names they give the drones. Who was my hero really, because he allowed me to tow John out of to safety.
Right.
And bring him back to the ship so we can use him. He can also deal with computers and also can scan rooms to see what dangers there are. John's new, so I haven't used him, and he's got a speed boost and he can use mines. Don't know what that does. And to be honest, I can't do much. I don't even think I can bring their health, so this might die quickly.
People that knew me in the late 90s would find it amusing that character's got a speed boost.
So yeah, you get these little pop-up messages arrive that tell you sort of what that can see from the outside. So it's inconclusive as to what's there, but they know there's some kind of infestation, and the hull is good, so it's not much damage. Few other information, there's corrupted logs and stuff like that, but the idea is you go in and you're presented with your screen like this. This does get sort of really simple because you're here in this bay here, and you select your different drones by pressing the keypads, and then move them with the keys to have a look around.
Oh, they're quite big.
Yeah, once you zoom in, you click space, you zoom out, you get an overhead view.
Okay.
Now, the first thing we need to do is, there's obviously an airlock on this door, is to open it. You can be really long-winded and type open A1, and that will open that door. Right. Or, as it decided to tell me at the end of my last mission, just need to type the name of the door, and it will open it or close it, depending on what it's doing.
Right.
So what we do, we're going to use Colin here because he's got motion. He's got a motion sensor. And we'll go into this room. The only problem is I don't think I've got any way of actually salvaging anything, so I can't actually gather anything. So this is a recon mission. Got a generator here, and that's going to be even worse because I can't do anything with the generator. But what we do, if we click space here, it gives you, once you're in a room, it tells you what's happening in adjacent rooms. Okay. So with that, just select your input. So on this, I'm going to say motion, and he starts scanning the rooms that he got access to. Right. Green will tell you that it's a safe room and you can explore it to your heart's content. Red tells you it's a bad room. There's something in there that's unknown. Right, okay. Now, we're not going to be able to go very far with this because I don't believe... Door not powered, and I have no power. So, what we're going to do... Yes, we do want to leave. Screw it, let's leave him alone.
What are you trying to do? What's the aim here?
The aim is basically... You've got your solar system to explore. Basically, you're trying to help people, the world, your race survive, essentially. Right. Oops. That's what the idea of the game is, and you can go in different systems. Once you've done different systems, you can view the galaxy, which expands a fair amount. And once you've done that, there's the universe, which has no data whatsoever at the moment. Oh. So what we're going to do is we are going to just escape out of that. We're going to reset the game because we started with nothing, because I failed last time and I forgot to reset it before we started this. So anyway, would you like to read? Yeah, so you get a load of backstory type stuff, which you can ignore, and it's a procedurally generated world. As you can see, this is slightly different to what it was before. Yeah. Now, where do we start?
I mean, this first screen does look very faster than light. I
Yeah.
accept it's not like that when you start playing it, but
It has, yeah. There is a familiar feel
I just
to that.
keep thinking that every time I see it.
So this is basically how you start. We've got Cliff at the moment, who's got stealth and he can gather stuff. Brendan, who's got a generator. This is what I was missing on my last attempt. The generator is important because that brings power to what you're exploring and allows you to open the doors. And we've now got Jeff, who can tow things and he can use his interface to look at, you know, screen like computers, terminals and stuff like that. So you start with your basic. I've got 3 that I can take in. You can take a max of 4, and you can also have a you can have to 3 reserves to use at other times. So what we'll do, we might as well board this ship. Again, you get a bunch of stuff come through. Just adds to some nice story bits. And what we want to use, again, you've got your overall screen. Doors shut, but we'll open that first door. And what's really nice, what I really like about this, is you can either go deep in like this and control them manually, or you can just type it in. So you can navigate to R2. So you can just get a nice overview of things. So he will go in and he can see the generator and he will power the rest. And if you can also see the different symbols, so the little electronic symbol is like says there's a power outlet, and it will say here you've got that little triangular sign, which you can use Cliff to go in.
So you're kind of going around and discovering new people to join your team who have got new abilities to explore the rooms and things.
Yes.
Right.
Is that something I can gather? I'm sure that's something I can gather. Let me try again.
So when you gather things, you pick up new abilities, or
yes.
Do you need to worry about fuel or something or anything like that?
Not here, you don't. You do have a health bar, so if something starts attacking you, you will die and you will lose your drones. Right. I'm just gonna.
Do you get guns for them and things to shoot back?
I haven't so far. Hopefully this will show us something. So, oh Jesus Christ, this is why I don't really like doing it in this view too much. So we'll go back out to here, and we're going to use motion. Who's got motion? Oh, no one's got motion. Okay, so we've got to explore around at the moment. So we are going to navigate number 3 to room 3. And we're going to navigate 1 to... Oh, no. Can't do that because we need to open D3. And then we can navigate 1 to R4. What I really like about this is roguelike. It's all just nice and considered. It's not relying on too much reaction speed and stuff like that. Which is really good. My big thing is it's given me nothing with motion, so I can't see what's in any of these rooms. So what I'm going to do, and that might need to get mad. So if we go D5, open that door, and we'll actually look at this more. Right, okay, so we can use gather. Oh, here he's collecting, trying to see if we've got any fuel. Nothing in there, and he's going to collect that and that. We'll open up D2, have a quick look, see if there was anything in here. Right, so we can have a little look here. If we have a look at this drone, type info, it will tell us about the drone.
Right. Okay.
He's been destroyed. So what we can do, can't use type, right, so what we can do is we can type swap and we can see what he's got. So he's got a teleport. So what we'll do is we'll just take that.
Oh, you're raiding his corpse basically.
Yes, but it's okay because they're drones. You've also got just nice little touches with this that allow you to do it. So you can do 1, 2 and 3 to room 1. So we've explored all this, there's not much here. So basically you can navigate all of them at one time as well, and they'll go back, which I think is a lovely little touch. We'll close the airlock and then we exit, having done that first one, and that'll take us back to our ship. Tells us what we collected. 4 lots of scrap, we survived a day, and it tells us, you know, we've got 2 days of jet fuel, 6 days of propulsion fuel, and we've got 6 bits of scrap. I mean, this is pretty much the game, in all fairness. What do we want? Salvage C, that's got infestation types, barge. Are
you finding it's holding your attention? And
I am, yes. I'm quite recently got into a lot of the hacking games and stuff like that.
Right.
And yeah, this is holding my attention to a degree. It does change every time, so it isn't just a case of, right, I know how I've done this first time, so I'm going to do this the second time. It does tell you, it does give you different things. Like I had different different tools. The layouts were different. I was hit by an enemy straight away on the last one. That was a safe entry. So there has a lot. Now I'm in a position at the moment where I cannot check a room before I go in it, which is not good. So I can't use my motions. I'm having to go in and actually manually search what's around. So we've got some scrap there. We've got a generator which allows us to open doors. So the guy with the generator generally is very, very important to keep alive.
Right. So he's the one that provides all your power.
Yeah. So if he's gone, you need to, if he dies, he can die, but you need to then go and swap or grab whatever he's left behind and, you know, as you said,
right,
take his corpse, essentially, raid his corpse. What we're doing, generator, so he'll now power that. Yeah, I've done that already. See, it keeps giving me tips that I've already done, but it is early access, so we'll let it off. Now, I'm quite interested in what's in room 2, because it looks to be there's another drone in there, so hopefully we can take it with us. But what we'll do, we will navigate 1 to room 4 to start with. We'll navigate 3 to room 3 for now. So there's more, again, more power. So what you can do is you can leave that door unlocked, then take your we can take Brendan to there to navigate further in. So we're gonna go gather and gather, and he'll take his stuff. I said it's a weird one to try and show off, because it's not a game that you can go, yeah, look at this, how exciting it is. But it's, the further you go and the more you unlock, it just does become really exciting for me to the discovery of things.
It looks to me like an imagination game, by which I mean I enjoyed playing FTL, and what I liked about that was that you could play it for 20 minutes.
Yep.
So it wasn't a huge commitment, but then you could sometimes do quite well on it, and you'd end up playing it for an hour or more, and you sort of, the graphic style was very simple, but it managed to make you use your imagination and put you in that sort of exploration world, if you like.
Yeah.
So it gave you the feeling of wanting to see what was round the next proverbial corner.
Yeah.
And I liked the way that it did make it look like, oh, you only need to whack this on for 10 to 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you might find yourself there an hour later still, but it didn't have that intimidating aspect of it. But
no, and this is the same. I mean, what you'd have seen to happen just then, what you'd have seen happen just then is I went to explore room 2.
Right.
And there's a drone in there that we can get access to. However, there was also something there that tried attacking me. So Cliff has lost a bit of energy. But what we've done is we've then manually navigated from room 2 through room 4 to room 3 and closed the doors to room 4 while we navigate around. So at the moment we can now send someone else in to go and navigate room 2 without the threat of hopefully being destroyed. So what we'll do is this time we'll switch to 3 and we'll open door 9. There's Tommy. Now we can tow Tommy, take him back. So Tommy is now recovered. And there's not much we can do with Jeff, so we'll keep Jeff safe. We'll go back up. We'll switch. We'll navigate 1 to room 2. And then we'll gather everything that's in room 2. See, again, what I'd usually do, if I had the motion option, what I would actually do here is I would use that motion and see what's beyond these 2 doors. But as it is, I can't do that at the moment, which makes going forward a bit of a risk.
Can you just go in there anyway without...
you can, yeah, it's not nothing's stopping you going in.
But you don't know what's there.
No. So what we'll do, we know we've got a bad guy trapped in room 4. There's nothing else really we can do in room 4, but that's then taken out door 6 because we can't get any power to that room. So I'm going to switch to manual on 1. I'm going to get in position. We'll open door 5. It looks... There we go. So if we now gather... all, we've got some fuel, and that's that, and he'll gather the scrap as well. While we're doing that, we'll close D5 and open door 4. So yeah, we've got safe there, we've gathered some bits. Now, the one thing I can do is actually, if I open D5, because we might be able to trap him. Let's get into there. We'll actually no, we'll close D5. We'll open D3. Switch back to this view. Just have a little look. So we another. Oh, we found another. Okay, that's interesting. Quite a few bits around, and there's a secondary dock. This is something I've not come across before, is a secondary dock. So
it's world exclusive.
Yep, it's a world exclusive for GameStyle. So what I'm going to do now, should we go to there? Yeah, let's have a little look. Navigate 3 to R6, and we'll bring him there, and he will tow him. We'll open A2. Okay, no, we'll cancel that then. We'll just navigate all. 1, 2, 3 to A1, as I think we've gathered everything we need to gather. Room 1, sorry. Navigate all. No. 1 and 3 to R1, not A1. There we go. So, decent recovery mission this. Oh, actually. Oh, take you back in a minute. Seem to have broken number 3.
Oh.
Navigate 1, 3, R1. There you go. City drone. So we now close A1. We will exit and see what Tommy brings us.
So what's different about Tommy?
Well, Tommy has the motion sensor.
Right. Okay.
So that's good. We need that. That was a decent salvage run. Got a bit more fuel. We bought some scrap. Found some scrap, sorry. And we found a new drone to take with us. I mean, this is pretty much what the game is. It's going round. It's looking, see things. We've got some objectives here. So at the moment we're just going round and we are...
It looks very much the kind of game where if you like this kind of thing, you're going to really like it, and if you don't, it's probably not going to change your mind.
Yeah, no, it's not the second coming, and sort of like it's going to switch everyone from your Call of Duty or your FIFA to playing this. But I said, what I think you described it perfectly in a way is that you can play it for a few minutes, or you can get really deep into this. I've had time where I've gone, right, okay, I've got 20 minutes spare, let's just go and have a look at one of these stations and go in and see what we can do. Now, as I said, we've got Tommy that we can use now. So we will bring Tommy into the team. You can see also they've all got slightly different shapes to them as well, which is really nice. So I think that's all we can do. We've not earned anything else from the inventory yet, so we will board this next ship and we'll show you more how the motion controls, the motion tools work. So what we can see here is there's a lot to gather in room 2. So we are going to open A1. We're actually just going to do a quick motion scan, and it's safe, and we will send navigate to... oh no, we can't, we actually got to do that manually, just realised, because we don't know what's through there yet.
It looks to have a bit of a sort of a war gamesy graphical style.
Yeah. Well, see, we've got a terminal here, so we'll get to actually do the terminal stuff as well. So let's go and just get some power in, because that is literally all he's good for. Okay. So we need... who can do my... we need Jeff. So I'm actually going to do a bit of manual control here at the moment. Interface, ship scans nearby rooms, activates the base power. Ship defences, we can survey the ship and we can... so let's do a ship scan. And that gives us a good overview. So we haven't really got to use our motion stuff too much. It gives us a good idea of what's there. Let's see if we can turn off defence. No, we want the defences. Oh, there we go. Okay, that's new. I haven't seen that before. That's a really cool little move. Turning on the ship's defences, and it's killed an enemy in one of the rooms for us. So we haven't got to worry about that. And we will now turn it off so we can go in. Let's survey the ship. It's found 2 extra rooms. Wonder if we can scan. No, won't let us scan rooms 7 and 8. So we've got a good idea now of what we can do. So that's Jeff has done that. Looking at it, there's no one to bring back, so we'll just take Jeff and put him back into room 1 because there's not much else he can do. And we will navigate 1 to room 4. And he can go and do some gathering for us. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to actually think what I've played that's actually like this.
It's it's strange because it does remind me of a few things. I mentioned the FTL, but I know it's not really similar to that. But it still reminds me of a few things. But I either can't remember what they are, or it's just something about it has a similar atmosphere or something.
So I'm going to actually have a look. So I'm not trusting these defences as they are. So I'm going to use manual. Seems to be good. Okay, it's all now gather all. But yeah, so I really like this. It's not an exciting game. This is a proper PC game. I can't see this working on a console for one, because of the amount of keyboard controls there are.
It's not one you're going to come back from the pub with your mates and whack on, really, is it? But
no.
When you can't be bothered to go down the pub,
yeah,
and want to stay up.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I am really liking this. It's it has that. I mean, like when you play things like Uplink and stuff like that, where you feel like the interface makes you feel like you are actually a hacker. Yeah. This has the same. I'm sending. Earth is on its last legs. We need to salvage stuff. We need to explore, but we can't send people out. So I mean, these are drones, and that is, I've got my map, and I'm seeing stuff from the drones, and I'm controlling these drones. I think it uses the visuals. It uses are what did I want to do? What's it doing?
It's like you're the game character in a way that's interfacing with the computer that's in the game.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
It's almost a job simulator, but a job simulator if, you're on, you're in the middle of an Alien film or something. The technology, the visuals look like that. This wouldn't look out of place on is it the Nostradamus?
Something like
Alien?
that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wouldn't look out of place on that. So R2 is safe, so we can open D2. Oh. Right, let's close D2. What have we got in there? I'm scared now. Right, this is different. Let's go into D2. That's gonna. What does number 1? He's got a lot. So who can I use? Should I send Tommy in? I wonder if I can. Something I've not tried. Ah! Let's close D5. Shit. Tommy's dead. So I now need to find a way. See, now we're in trouble. Tommy's dead. But we can close D2, so his motion didn't work.
What the who gonna think about that?
I don't know. So we will go back to... Can't take anything with him. Jeff, it's your time to shine. You need to go and get that motion control, Jeff. Tommy didn't last long. Right, so we've got that motion now. Okay, so we'll open D3. Open D10. So this is where some of the tactics come in, and it does get really interesting here. So we've got that open.
How much micromanagement do you feel you have to do?
There's a fair amount. I mean, the fact you can only take 4 drones with you on any one trip is fine. So it's a lot of this now is just planning. There's no time limit to this. I am now just planning how I can get into room 2.
Right.
But obviously I've got to make sure at the same time he can't be in there. I need to power that from somewhere else. I need to get him into there instead, actually, into room 5. So what we will do is if we up here into room 5, open door 8. It's fine. Right. D7. So that should now hopefully be him trapped. So if we use Jeff and do motion. No, it doesn't say. So he's now trapped in there. Oh no, he's okay. Right, let's take the risk. Let's go to 1. Let's open D2. Yeah, we trapped him. Cool. Gather. Cool. See, I needed. Sometimes you will leave rooms alone, but I kind of needed to get into this one because it's got a hell of a lot. And it's got that thing of, do you want to get all the scrap? Do you want to really try and recover these bits, or do you want to get out with your life, essentially? And it works really well in making that planning. We lost one of our drones, but we only picked him up at the end of the last one and only used him because he's got motion. We've now stolen that by taking his insides out from him and eating him. Almost cannibalistic in a way. So what we can now do, he's trapped there. We've been in every room. I don't want to go into room... I suppose we could, couldn't we? Have a look at room 8, because that's where we got the other guy from. Oh, there we go.
How do you find the difficulty increases? Like, what things change? There are just more enemies in rooms and things like that?
There's more enemies, there's more enemy types. 1, 2, 3. Let me just get these back to R1. There are more enemy types and that sort of thing. I mean, like, this defense thing was new, that I've not seen before in my limited runs. Let's close A1 and then exit. There's a lootable drone. Sure, okay, let's go. Let's open A1. Sorry about this. This is new. I don't remember this from before. Who does my towing? Is that Jeff? Let's go and tow him back then, Jeff. Yeah, there are more types and stuff like that, but it's just generally there's more rooms. The room layouts change. And it then just becomes maybe more planning, things like that as you go, making sure you take the right loadouts. But it's not all of a sudden something like these enemies are much tougher to beat. It's just there's more of them, and almost you've got to play a game of chess with them.
Right.
But it's it can be a very deep game. Early on it's fairly light and it gets you used to this is what you're doing, this is, you know, learn the controls, this is your basic guide. Again, you can go back, you can see all the different bits you've done, and some of the story based stuff is all there. once you've completed an area, you can then hopefully have enough fuel or propulsion to then go to another part of the galaxy. So I don't think we've actually... Oh yeah, see, we can now, if we wanted to, we can go to another part of the galaxy and ignore what we've got. Yep, we can make up to 3 jumps at the moment. Our only problem is we haven't got much in terms of propulsion fuel, so a jump to one of these could well be dangerous and leave us completely screwed. Where are we in our system? Hang on, what have I done? That's you. There we go. Should I... What? Oh, so I'm on the wrong bit, that's why. There we go. Wondered what was going on. Yeah, so it's worth me now going to this last one, seeing what I can gather and see if I can get some propulsion fuel before, again, moving on. But that's pretty much the game, John. There's not a huge amount to it, but what it does really, really, really well.
It looks promising for the kind of game it is. You know, obviously people will see within a minute of looking at this video whether it's the kind of thing they're interested in, and I'd imagine if it is, then there's nothing there to put them off, and if it's not, then they're probably not watching this anymore. I
mean, yeah, the one thing I will say is when I first saw the £15 price point and I saw the visuals and I was like, really? But the more I've played it, the more I can go, I'm going to get 15 quid's worth of value out of this easily. It's just, it's not spectacular. It's hard to describe this as a spectacular game, but this is a proper game. It's doing something a bit different, and I'm enjoying what it is. I don't feel like I'm just going through the motions of playing another FPS or here's another update to another genre. This feels new and it feels different to me. And yeah, 15 quid might look steep to start with, but I think that's a lot of value in here for that.
Okay.
But yeah,
looks promising.
That's Duskers. Cheers, John.
See you later.